everybody, my name is Starrapter and welcome to the channel. This week's comic reviews will revolve around Darth Vader as well as the High Republic Trail of Shadows. So jumping into Darth Vader, this is issue number 19, codenamed Dark Order. So in this one we have Ochi at Biston, we have Darth Vader, we have the Revengerss, and we have the Assassins. They're all going after a Crimson Dawn cell in the Empire. So think about, hey, they are just going to strategically strike into these different kind of areas around the Empire to root out these Crimson Dawn agents. So they go, and he's also flanked Vader by Valance. Now, Valance from the Bounty Hunter comics said, hey, wait, I'm supposed to be leading Dark Squadron. Vader's like, I will give you orders to wherever you need to be. So for whatever reason, Valance is along for the ride as well. So we see the stormtroopers there that supposedly are protecting the people actually end up be Crimson Dawn soldiers, and Vader, figures this out and kills them mercilessly, and it's pretty awesome to see how he does it. Another point in this issue, he gets on top of one of the little spherical kind of droids that's part of the Assassin's Guild and rolls around and crushes things. That part I did not really enjoy. It was very comedic and just seems way out of Vader's wheelhouse of like being awesome and cool. It just was like too comedic for me. So by the end of the issue, Vader and everybody get inside this hideout of the Crimson Dawn and find out, hey, there's specific people that are pulled up on this HoloNet document or whatever you want to call it in this data bank. And that's kind of where the issue ends. It's like, hey, we found out this information. Cool. So yeah, I mean, it was a pretty cut and dry issue. The Revengerss versus the Assassins, like the way that they are doing this mission, what motivates them, right? The Revengerss, which is funny because I think of the Avengers and everything with Thor in that one movie he was talking about them. Or it might have been Infinity War, but it was cool because you get to see like, hey, they're doing this because they lost loved ones, and Assassins are just doing this for money. So it's kind of a nice dichotomy of what's going on there. We do get more of Vader's outlook on life currently, which seems like he's getting pulled to the light side because there's some doubt, and maybe he is on the wrong side. Different things like that are starting to percolate inside of Darth Vader's head. So that was Darth Vader issue number 19. And next up, we have from the High Republic, Trail of Shadows. Issue number 3 is called Cold Comfort. Update on the High Republic. This is the final issue before we get into Wave 3 of Phase 1, which starts with the Fallen Star, which comes out on, I believe, January 4th. So if you are out there, trying to keep track of every single thing, this is the last thing in release order to read before we get to Fallen Star, which I'm very much looking forward to because, hey, StarWars.com and everybody just keeps saying, who's going to die? Who's going to survive? So there's a lot of big hype going into that. Well, anyway, getting into this story is pretty cool. It's that detective kind of noir story from Daniel Jose Older. In this, we pick up with the characters of Cian and Emmerich. Cian is a private eye and Emmerich is a master Jedi with investigation skills that are very much benefiting the Jedi and the Republic. So they're going around trying to find out this bidder that, sold this Nihil item that's a weapon that is the leveler. They're trying to figure out all that, and it takes them to different faraway places. And, well, they end up back on Coruscant talking with Stellan Gios, Master Stellan Gios, about what exactly is going on. It turns out that there might be somebody within the Jedi Order or within the Republic that is actually giving the Nihil information on what is going on. We also cut to the character of Marchion Ro on No Space, which is really neat because we've been hearing about that since the very first High Republic book, and now we actually get to see it. We get to see Marchion Ro unmasked, which is pretty neat. It kind of looks like Thrawn a little bit to me, but with like elf ears. But we get to see how his attitude is and about how he's trying to root out somebody within the Nihil. He thinks that there's somebody in the Nihil that is, giving away the leveler and different items that could be detrimental to the Nihil. So we see a lot of things going on there. And later on in the issue, we actually see the one Dr. Utterson, who is a Chadra fan, and he is the guy with the goggles that is messing with Mario Santeca, and now he is also in charge of the leveler. He's been trying to sell the leveler off to somebody else, and Marchion Ro, I think, gets tipped on this, and he sends an attack cruiser to get him. So it's like Nihil versus Nihil, which is pretty cool. And then we get to do some stuff on Starlight Beacon, which is neat because this issue has a lot of synergy with the other issues of the High Republic comics that came out this month. So we have some connections to the High Republic adventures as well as the High Republic. So first of all, we see that they're investigating Sarah and Tarek, who have both turned to stone, kind of like Loden Greatstorm. So Sion and Emmerich are investigating there. And while they're walking from one point to the other through the hallway, you have Ram Jemaram, who is kind of bumps into them and he's like, hey, what's up? Basically. And that's because they're doing that race that was in one of the High Republic Adventures issues. So it's pretty cool because this issue is like showing how so many people are actually on Starlight Beacon. We actually meet with Avar Kriss before she goes on that journey to go to the Nihil No Space base. So, and now that I'm mentioning it, it's like, oh my gosh, is Avar Kriss going to fight Marchion Ro? That would be pretty cool. But again, we have the Fallen Star book, which is going to be coming out before that. But this book really does kind of, or this issue here really does kind of showcase everything that's going on concurrently. And I think they do a really good job with, hey, all these things are connected. And, if you want to get the most out of these High Republic comics, you'll appreciate and understand those little references they put in here and there. But overall, I'm really enjoying this story specifically because it's very much a mystery story, noir, and we're finding out some very interesting things about where different things go from here on out every issue. So I'm looking forward to it. So those were the comics that came out this week. Which ones do you prefer, or do you even have a preference? Do you just like everything Star Wars has been putting out like me as far as the comics are concerned? Let me know in the comment section down below. For more on Star Wars, I've just put out my preview for the Book of Boba Fett. I was talking with my friends Ben and Milton about what's going on with the Book of Boba Fett and what we can predict that's going to happen. So you can check that out for Outer Rim Transmission, which is the podcast that we do every single week. You can subscribe there on any kind of podcast platform, or make sure you go ahead and subscribe to this channel. If you are watching these videos, enjoy them. That is the simplest way to support me here on this YouTube channel. Thanks everybody for watching, and may the Force be with you always.
Thanks for checking out the video. Please hit that thumbs up symbol. It helps me know that I'm making content that you guys enjoy. And if you enjoyed this video, I also include 2 videos down below you guys should check out. And please consider subscribing to this channel. It helps support me and it notifies you guys of when I get new videos up on the channel. You can also contact me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Starrapter.